Hello, and we're back. So I'm hoping I've managed to kind of hammer down what was causing the finickiness with this. Um, but either way, what I'm going to be doing, at least until I'm more confident in the fact that it is recording properly and it's not going to keep crashing on me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to keep my episodes shorter, so they're probably only going to be about 15-minute episodes, and I'm just going to manually back up my save files all the time too, so that if I do end up with crashes, then I can recover them without losing a huge amount of gameplay. But like I said in the description update on episode 1, when I was trying to record the second episode of the last go through, I I crashed pretty hard. It actually crashed my whole system and corrupted my save file in the process. And so what uh, I'm going to keep at this because I really do want to try and get this working because I think it would be a really neat game for people to see. Um, but I'm gonna restart here. Not gonna. I'm gonna leave that intro video up where I babble about the game and stuff like that. But I'm gonna start a new game. We'll play on historical. This time though, I'm gonna play as Hawkwood. Um, they were the house that I tended to play most often back in high school. And I have, in trying to get this to work, I have played around with the game a bit more. And so I've got a bit better of an idea of what I'm doing, which is fantastic. Still going to set everybody else on to easy. And I'm going to disable the tutorials though. Leave Universal Warehouse on, all that sort of stuff. But we'll play as House Hawkwood, see if we have more success with
House
them.
Hawkwood.
And I'm going to play as this guy because he has a wonderful beard. And for my house traits, um, I'm going to get rid of charismatic leadership. It increases loyalty if there's a noble on the planet, but between noblesse obligée and rule of law, loyalty should not be an issue anyhow. Um, or, well, I guess we do have more nobles in the Emperor Wars mod, so maybe I'll get rid of rule of law and I'll put in charismatic leadership. Um, see what that does. Uh, but I also want to get enlightened nobility because more research is always useful. I'm not bothering with noble scholars this time because with the Emperor Wars mod, you do start with an economy that produces enough food to feed your planets. That was an issue with the original game where you'd be starting out with a food deficit, which is never good. I'm going to leave Battlemaster on. That can be handy later in the game when you're actually using your nobles in fights and stuff like that. It really, really toughens up your stacks of units. And not going to bother with psychosocial engineering, but I am going to pick up bioengineering and advanced physics. I already have advanced physics. But to get bioengineering, I'm just going to pick up Disdain's trade and get the bioengineering. So for my first research, again, I'm going to go for applied technology because getting that armor tech is really, really useful. One of the things with the Emperor Wars mod is combined arms become much more important, and being able to produce some reasonable but still inexpensive infantry is very useful. So Um, start out, we're looking at one of my cruisers, I think, yeah. Orbiting Gwyneth. Not much I want to do with it yet. I'm going to come back to my space stuff after I've poked around the planets a bit. Okay, so Terra, not too much exciting going on here. Just going to deselect them and launch that into space and get it heading back towards Delphi. These guys, just going to skip their turn. My fort here, I'm going to build some conscripted levies. And skip over him. And skip over him, and him. Byzantium. What do I have in this fort? Okay, so I've got another transport and I've got some heavier tanks and stuff like that. So these guys, just going to skip for now. And in here, go into the stack, load a pair of these lines into the Mercury. Because they're pretty powerful units and I need to be making use of them. You'll notice that House Hawkwood here has different units. Like these, the lines here are hover tanks. So they're quite powerful. I mean, they've got a direct attack of 90, which is pretty impressive, as well as 70 armor, and overall they're pretty good units. Again, launch into space, and oh, wasn't what I wanted to do. Send them up there. Back on Byzantium, the rest of these guys, we're just going to skip. Important to keep a force there, though. Those guys will skip. Those guys will skip. Bannockburn. Oh, this must be a League planet. So we do have a small holding on here. Noble Heir, representing our interests on the League homeworld, but they're not going to be doing much of anything right now. Virlia, losing control here. Oh, Vow. So this is the Vow homeworld, and again we've got some interests on here. Just a fort. Looks like everybody has a fort. But we'll build some more conscripted levies just to get some actual troops, and I'm gonna load my feudal knight onto the Mercury because as I discovered in the last when I was playing before, the feudal knights are indeed officers, so they're good to have around. Unselect everybody else. Launch to space. This is going to be a bit of a walk home. Rest of these guys group together, skip. Cerberus, where is this? Which planet is that? I have no idea whose planet this is. Do have a small force here, so I'm actually going to use just take an infantry unit and send him out to scout, see if I can't find what's going on. I mean, they're not an ideal scout, but when you don't have anything better, you work with what you got. So, actually, was that a fort? I don't think it was. I think it was a farm. Yeah, it was. Okay. I don't have any other holdings on there. Gwyneth. Gwyneth looks like one of my planets. Yes. The League appears to have, yeah, they've got a trade port here. Now, let's take a look around here, see what we can do on Gwyneth. Ooh, we've got alien ruins close by. Let's see if we can't cobble together a force and do something about it. Don't need to do anything with the transports right now. However, here we go. Okay. Grab some of them. Start advancing them up there. Skip over them. Skip over him. Yeah, skip over that. Ooh, some more tanks. Send them up. Oh, and this fort. Build. Conscripted levies. Just more fodder. Now here, this palace here. Don't know if I want to commit my hover tank. What do I have in here? Artillery, a tank, and an infantry, and then 2 more tanks. Let's take another artillery. 2 more infantry. And that. Oops. Okay. So once those guys join up, it should be a pretty decent force to take on whatever's in those alien ruins. But for now, we'll skip over them. Group everyone together and skip over them. Group everyone together, skip over them. What else do we have here? More infantry. Leave that as is. A single artillery piece, but it's a factory. I can build something. Let's build cavalry scouts. Another tank. Oh, there's already some scout tanks there. So let's drive him up. See what he can see. Not much. Okay. Go down, join up with that stack. You'll join in. If I've already got a scout tank, though, that means I probably don't need to build another one. So instead of building the scout, let's build... what do I want to build? Build a main battle tank instead. Still on Gwyneth here. Anything interesting around him? Oh, there's some ruins over there. Got some conscripts, which are kind of meh. Still good fodder though, so let's see. Go into orbit. Yeah. Come on. Okay, come back to them in a second here. I want to select... I want to let me select that ship. There we go. Okay, what's in here? We've got we've got some space marines. Okay, I'm going to be wanting to move them off of this little island because they're going to do me no good there. But it's going to take a couple turns to do that. Oh, except I have over here. Reselect him. Go over that way. Still going to take me a couple turns, but at least I'll be able to get them off the island. Now I'm going to go back up here. Land. In there. Put my conscripts in the Vladimir. Exit out. How far can he move? Oh, can't move. And then we'll land again in the palace. Unload the conscripts. Select them. I'll select them. Move them up. Group everyone together again. Next up. Skip. Okay, so I'm at 17 minutes, so I'm going to save. And pause the video here. Back up that save, and I will be right back. Or, actually, no, I'm going to put a cut in the video here. I apologize. But yeah, so hopefully this works out, and I can stop suffering regular crashes and start trying to do some slightly longer videos. But until next time, please like, comment, subscribe. Again, I'm pretty new at getting back into this, so if anybody has any suggestions on what I should be doing, that would be wonderful. And we will see you again next time. Cheers.